Hello everyone, I'm Simon and we are at Jamchester 2017, the UK's biggest professional game jam, which is held here in Manchester in the north of the country, and this is our second Jamchester. We had a great time in 2016. We've had even more people, more awards, more great games made this year. So we make games over a 40-hour period, start on Friday, finish on Sunday. We've just done the awards ceremony and we have got an interview now with a couple of the judges. So we have Des from Altered Gene, who is a producer extraordinaire and lots of other stuff. We'll get you to talk about yourself in a sec. And we have Sai, who is from BBC R&D and is very keen on the future of broadcast and games and technology. So two top judges for us to have. So first of all, Des, so you came to Jamchester last year actually, didn't you, as a guest? What do you think the comparison between last year and this year?
So immediately there's just a whole lot more engagement. I think it's bigger this year, right? With more teams.
Yeah. We had 44 games this year and 39 last year.
Okay, that's all right. I think a main difference between this year and last year is not having like the specialist tech categories. Because I think that kind of skewed things last year, especially like we had the VR award and stuff like that.
It made loads of people do VR, didn't it?
Yeah. So whereas it's a lot more natural this time, so okay, whatever their interpretation is, there's no reliance on any bit of tech. So that was quite cool. And a lot more variety of engines as well. Like, you know, saw Unreal, which was not very popular in game jams. Obviously it's great for, you know, doing like longer form games. And then obviously crazy people writing their own engines, which is just absolutely nuts. I don't know why you spend time doing that.
The guy that won the Technical Achievement Award wrote his entire game from scratch, didn't you? Didn't use it?
C++. Yeah. Incredible in 2 days.
That's pretty cool. So, Sai, what's your biggest take-home memory, or whatever, of Jamchester? Because you've not been before; it's your first one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my first time at Jamchester. So I think the thing that I really enjoyed, the organisation was fantastic. I think the provision, food, he looked after everyone really nicely. Everyone looked a lot fresher than I was expecting today, which I think is great. So I think when people are looked after and they've got space to think and breathe and like can make friends, there were people playing video games in breakout areas. It's a really good sign when people are going to play other people's games and they're taking interest in one another's tech and stuff. That's really good. So the atmosphere was great. I also thought there were some people doing some really crazy stuff which inspired others, and seeing a lot of individuals come was great. You know, it's a tough ask, but some of the individual contributions were spectacular. And then people did mad stuff, so there wasn't the tech achievement, but then people bring like 360 domes, like with like synchronized projectors and stuff like that, which was great. There was HoloLens, there was cardboard, there was VR, there was Vive, Oculus. You had mobile phone games, you had AR kit games. You had people really challenge themselves to learn something new. And obviously, as Raf Costa says, the learning is the drug. So whether you're making it or playing it, that's the magic of games. So really, really enjoyed my time here, and it was great to get to know the judges. I think I didn't know some of the people who were judging, so new friends forged, hopefully in teams here, and there'll be new companies formed from the people who were mashed together on the Slack channel. So all in all, I think you should be really proud of what you've achieved.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really interesting that, like you say, there was a lot of different technologies this year and a lot of new technologies, and people were really taking the opportunity to just say, right, I've got a specific amount of time, I'm just going to make a HoloLens game in 2 days, or I'm going to make the AR kit, what came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's
so he just used one camera as well. He didn't have multiple cameras, so that was pretty cool. And that's the sort of thing we want to encourage, random stuff as well, don't we? So Des, which award did you present and what did you think of that game?
So I did best design and gameplay. It was like we argued in there.
I saw a bit of the argument.
Yeah, but and it's tough because we all look for different things. But I just generally felt that when we were playing that game, like the magic of playing video games is you having that emotional attachment, and like we immediately all became vocal, and you could feel the smiles on our faces, and even though it was one floor at the start, but once we all worked out what was going on. Literally we all got it at the same time, and all of a sudden we're all paying attention now.
So you had like a terrible first round, didn't you? And all thought, what the hell is this? And then suddenly you played the second round and went, oh, this is actually awesome. Yeah.
And also the story of those guys. I mean, like last night that game was broken. Like I didn't think they were going to make it. So they definitely turned it around, and it's testament. I mean, they're pros, right? And that's kind of one of the benefits. If you work together previously, how far you can push each other, and you get the trust in there. So
So that team were from Codemasters Evo Studio, which is based in Runcorn. So Codemasters, one of the biggest developers, most famous developers in the UK over the last 30 years, and those guys are the Evo Studio, and obviously they were the guys that made Drive Club for Sony as well. So they're quite famous for making driving games, and they did something completely different. So Simon, from a creativity point of view, I think it's great to have those companies come and do something different. And did you feel that was a real benefit to those people?
Yeah, I think seeing in a game jam situation when everyone gets the chance to relax and play each other's games and go around and kind of take a step back, and then you can feel in games itself that sense of artistry comes much more obvious when people go around and respect and enjoy and critique and help and mentor other people. And having pro teams here means that for the students, they can see how a pro team turns it around because they're on the table opposite. Yeah. You can get a sense of how they communicate, how they plan, and that is so invaluable. I think the builds for the next year are about how do we get more mentorship, how do we get more people realizing that their game can be terrible until the last minute. Because I think when you see those well-marketed, beautiful presentations at E3, and you think, wow, like how am I ever going to do that? And you don't realize like how much they're held together with tape, and they were like the build was still being done when they were on the plane before it goes on stage in front of millions of people. And that never changes. So the game jam is an insight into making art in a really, really short period of time. And if you've got a taste for it and a hunger for it and you enjoy it and you get something out of this, then you're going to love the games industry, and you're going to love working on great things.
That was a pretty successful room, that room. It was 6 tables, so 6 different teams. And we had Codemasters next to 4 19-year-olds or however old they are from Abertay University, and between them they won 3 awards. And then in the room next door we had a team from the UTC Media City who were no older than 18, and they made a fully functioning game in Unity. I think they got a special, a lot of attention. I don't think they didn't win an award, but they're like 18-year-olds. They made a fully functioning game, and they're sat next to and competing against Clever Beans, who just made Wipeout the #1 game in the UK chart. So you've got like these 18-year-olds next to the guys that have just had the #1 game. So it's pretty exciting. So thanks, guys. Any final thoughts? Des, anything you stands out that you wanted to mention?
I guess we're really happy for Sig Trap.
Hey, they got a trophy.
Yeah, Luke was super grumpy last year, and so I think he's very pleased to get his hands on one this year.
Yeah. Luke won a category that didn't have a trophy last year. He won an Xbox One, and all he wanted was a beautiful trophy. And he won one this year, and he was really excited. Si, any more thoughts?
I think that as being a judge, I think one of the great pleasures I had today was seeing the Audio Achievement Award, and the team who won, the audio guy, the look on his face.
Yeah. He sat behind me.
Yeah, it's a really, really treasure moment for me from the game jam. I think just to see what a difference you can make for someone's career in a second, by recognizing the hard work they put in. Well, it was beautiful to see. So I hope he wears that smile for a long time.
And also, I think just a final thought about the Audio Award. That was one of the most competitive awards, wasn't it? Of the entire competition, I think multiple people, probably 5 teams, could have won the Best Audio Award.
So many synths and plugins, and the final competition came down to 2 completely independent builds using different middleware, with people clearly really passionate and talented at what they do, and it came down to the wire. Almost a flip of a coin, but it was super pleasing to see people take audio so seriously and to bring it along to the game jam. And I hope, that with, as Des says, having the categories you have, as we evolve them over the coming years, it's looking at how you inspire people to understand all the different facets of game making. and how you can bring that art together, because the multidisciplinary, the diverse nature of games, the need for all voices, the need for all cultures and kind of representation is massively important to a successful future of games, and did a really good job today.
Thanks very much. All right, thanks guys, nice to talk to you, and thanks everyone watching, and hopefully you'll enjoy this video on the Tinternet. Thanks.